Welcome to the Last Mile Profits videocast, the last word on the last mile. Romania Post has ordered a large fleet of delivery vehicles. Find out after this exactly what proportion are electric. Modern Expo provides an integral ecosystem of screen-operated lockers, screenless autonomous solutions, refrigerated lockers, and even personal parcel lockers, powered by an in-house developed software. The Romanian Post has ordered 200 new delivery vehicles. None of them are electric. What's going on? I thought this was 2023, Marek.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised because they're nice, brand spanking new vehicles of all shapes and sizes, but I didn't see a single one that was electric, and I'd have suspected that had any been electric, we would have heard that. So, a bit disappointing. We're going into an era whereby people talk a lot about, green, ecological, and so on. This is a bit surprising.
Yeah, I would imagine the numbers stack up towards urban deliveries when it comes to the total volumes that are transported by Romanian Post, and therefore that would play, you'd think, very beautifully towards the electric model. I was having a little dig around and seeing that actually, in terms of compared to some other European countries, it's almost 50% of its energy produced is renewable. So its grid is relatively clean, and those figures are 2016, mind you. So there seems to be very little excuse for not doing that. I wonder what's behind that, Marek.
Well, I was thinking initially that maybe because of the infrastructure, but then I remember I travel a lot to Romania to visit customers same day there. And first of all, I've traveled in electric Uber vehicles. So, they are around and they do have a capability to be recharged. Also, same day do have electric vehicles. So it's not that it's not possible in the market. I think, Peter, this is part of a wider issue. Everybody talks about being green, but you know what? I'm not sure that everybody walks the talk.
Yeah, I understand that. We're having such a shift in philosophy here from internal combustion to electric. It's perhaps harder for some to get it than for others. I have to say, as somebody who's sort of spent an extensive time working in the automotive industry, the diesel engines today are so efficient that it does seem a shame to render that technology obsolete, bearing in mind how what used to take a bucket now takes a thimble to get from A to B. But I suppose I'm in the wrong era to be complaining about the demise of the diesel engine. But electric is the future, and we keep getting that told to us. But you're absolutely right. Who's talking the talk and who's walking the walk there?
I think, Peter, you make a good point, by the way, because everyone gets excited about EVs. And of course, there are use cases. I was talking to the team at Posten Norge from Norway, and there were some really interesting things. In fact, we had an article in Parcel and Postal Technology, probably a year ago, about that. And what was interesting is that their electric vehicles were not only ecologically good, but because of the fact they were small, very agile, very easy to jump in and out of, they actually increased productivity. So not only did you have a benefit in terms of green last mile, but you had an efficiency benefit. Sometimes there are other things, but what I did want to say is it's not even the electric, non-electric. If you are much more efficient in the last mile, aka use lockers, now that's not right in English, you know what I mean, but in other words, use lockers, you can really minimize the carbon footprint. So I think there's a lot of stuff that can be done. And, Peter, I have to use this opportunity to say that I'm flabbergasted because we're finalizing the second Green Last Mile reports for Europe. And, I read, you probably see this as well, I read all of the sort of the articles, the papers, all the big players are, screaming from the rooftops what they're doing. But apart from the Nordic Posts, who've been brilliant, a couple of players in Europe, so it's not everyone, but some of the guys and girls who shout loudest about what they're doing haven't even bothered to send in a submission. What does that tell you?
I think they're talking to the people who they think wants to hear their messaging, and disappointing, to tell the truth. So tell us about the Last Mile Green Report, Marek. Where can we get hold of that?
But before we do that, but I'll just say one thing. Maybe the even more worrying factor could be that they don't have a story to tell. That the minute that it moves from greenwashing to the moment they have to really show proper projects and give some details, that's when it becomes an issue. So, let's see that the report will be out couple of months' time now, we're finalizing the submission. So it's still a chance. You can go on to some of the posts on LinkedIn, or perhaps even if we smile nicely, our producers can put a link to the report below the videocast when it's issued. So there's still a chance to issue submissions. It will be really great because I think one of the best ways to develop is to share best practice, to share what's worked, and discuss what hasn't worked from a green last mile perspective.
It's certainly the hot potato topic of the moment. I'm frankly disappointed if I feel like there's green wool being pulled over my eyes. I need to get those shutters back up again. So I'm going to absorb those reports and become more knowledgeable as a result of it. Thank you, Marek.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching the Last Mile Profits video. For more free analysis of the last mile, please like, follow and subscribe below to ensure you are notified every time we upload new content.